Follow me. Follow your lead.
So what I was thinking is to go to, and I'll point to the next tower. Like you said, it's like 3 towers away from me, right?
Yeah, 3 to 5 towers away from you. I mean, they're huge structures, so you can't really tell exactly where you're standing.
I was thinking going to this tower here and seeing if we
can. You kind of point for Felix?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Go to this tower here, and I point for Felix. About halfway up, there's an observation deck on all of the mega structures.
Yeah, there's a number of observation decks.
A big one that's public, at least used to be open, about halfway up that structure. We wouldn't stand out using binoculars to be able to see. I think we should start there, and if we can't get a good line of sight up there, we can try a different tower, or I'll take your advice on where to go, because you'll have a better idea of what we're looking at that point. It's hard for me from this far away to, and I'm sure it's hard for you to visualize what
the big buildings. Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean. So about halfway up, there's a really big public observation deck.
All right, let's go.
So I call for a droid transport.
Okay. It takes a little while for the transport to get there. There are a number of transportation hubs throughout the city. However, this one probably is not as accessible as some because so many parts of these megastructures are abandoned. A droid cab eventually gets there. And it basically kind of hovers up to a platform that you guys are standing at on the megastructure, kind of sets down. It is an enclosed cab as it kind of the side opens up, and there's a weird smell in here. You're hoping it's not what you think it is. However, the cushions are old, stained. Felix kind of looks and just jumps in as you see a droid with kind of rusted a little bit, kind of C-3PO-like eye-noculars, and a metal kind of cabbie hat that appears to be dented on the side from probably some customer that didn't like the fare. And hello, thank you for picking Galactic Cab. Please, what is your destination? As it kind of spins its head back at you.
We need to go. We would like to go to the main observation deck of Tower 73-2.
Why would you want to go there? As it kind of closes, the door kind of closes and it lifts off and kind of spins around and starts to head out.
The last time that I was here,
sorry, we had to take care of Chewie for a moment. He was investigating stuff on the table. So, alright, so the droid cabbie.
Why would I want to go there?
Why would you want to go there?
The last time I was on planet, that was one of the best, most accessible observation decks in this sector. Is that not true anymore?
It is probably the most acceptable in this district, but the population of this district has declined about 60%.
Since when?
Over the last 25 years.
That's very true, but the last time I was on planet was 5 years ago.
Understandable. If that is your destination, Galactic Cab will get you there. And it almost sounds like a Jetsons vehicle as it's kind of puttering, and flying through the megastructure and quickly get you to your destination. It lands on the large platform. You do see a couple of sentients kind of walking about the platform, talking to themselves. Other than that, there's really, you would think in its heyday, the platform could probably hold a couple hundred sentients kind of moving about. There's probably maybe about 5 to 10 at this point that are taking in the scene as the galactic cab just kind of sets down. Thank you for flying galactic cab. That will be 2 credits, please.
I will.
You throw him a couple credits.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't really talked about how much credits Morrigan carries around, but I'm not going to penalize her for a small cab ride. So,
well, if you were, I was going to do my street rat stuff. I still have some of that on my character sheet.
Oh, all right.
But I don't want to do that.
No, Morrigan throws a couple credits, or Felix throws a couple credits into the droid's pay slot, and they depart the cab. Kind of look around, and the cab quickly, unless you say for it to wait, as Ellen is nodding her head no,
sorry,
will lift off and head back to its station. As Felix and Morrigan are kind of standing on this huge platform amid the darkness of the megastructures of Junta City.
Well, even in comparison with the last time I was here, this is really empty. Huh.
Felix kind of looks around, kind of looks at the sentients that are kind of moving about. No one's really paying much attention to each other. They're kind of going about their own business. And Felix just kind of shrugs and looks over at you.
I will... Well, we didn't talk about this either. I'll just look over at Felix. Do you have goggles?
Yeah. He pulls out some binocs and hands them to you.
I'll look up into, hopefully, I'm trying to discern if I can see a vehicle, a sentient, a droid, any semblance of my brother's organization up there.
All right, make a perception roll.
That is on my sheet. Oh, that's a main. It's a main one.
Yeah, it's an attribute.
So
make a perception roll, and it is dark out. However,
Before
I'm not going to raise the difficulty because the binoc will filter for night vision. Do you have a question?
No, I'm thinking. I'm sorry. But I don't want to narrate what I'm thinking. Okay. I'm rolling 3 dice.
Okay. She rolled a 6 on the wild die.
So 13 plus... so I rolled 18.
18. That is a difficult roll that she just made. As you look through the binocs to hangar 1138, you can kind of see the scanning equipment in the binocs, adjusting it for night vision. You kind of adjust the filters and the distance as things kind of start to come into view. You see basically there's almost no movement. You see a little bit of skittering, probably some kind of vermin that are common to Junta, especially in the less populated areas. You see that there's a huge, almost cratered area of the hangar that appears to the ceiling has fallen in some way. Other than that, it's mostly dark, except for basically some lights from the surrounding megastructures that are inhabited, kind of shedding light on the darkness that is the hangar area. Other than that, you really don't see a lot of movement. Let me make one roll real quick. I need to look up some stats here for a second. Okay. Alright, so I've got 6 dice to roll here. And I rolled 3 1s and 1 on the wild die.
Woo! I don't know what that means.
So that means this thing rolled really poorly. So you beat its hide check by a lot. So you see what appears to be a circular object kind of floating. You see that there was the large area of the ceiling and part of the wall structure had caved in, and you're looking for a moment, you're continuing to look, you look around, you see a glint of light, and then you kind of go past it, you go back to it with the binocs, you kind of zero in, and there's a slight reddish glow as you see basically a small sphere, probably about maybe half a meter long, kind of circular with a one kind of reddish ocular and a small antenna, kind of floating on repulsors, just kind of moving about the area.
What is that? What is that?
You can either make a knowledge, I would give you like droid repair if you have it.
I don't. Yeah, no, I don't.
Then a technical check.
Okay. I was like, I have droid programming, not repair.
Then just go ahead and roll a technical.
I am rolling 4 dice.
Her technical is very good.
Let's see here. So 9, 15. 15.
15. That is a moderate difficulty. It appears to be some kind of reconnaissance droid, but you can't tell if it is commercial, kind of like a news organization's droid, criminal, or imperial. Thereby, if it was imperial, some kind of small probe droid.
All right. I'm going to try and instead of calling Chunanib, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'm going to try gauge.
Okay. You get the Star Wars equivalent of doo-doo-doo. We're sorry. The person that you have reached has been disconnected.
I'm going to try Gabe.
Doo-doo-doo. We're sorry. The person you have reached has been disconnected.
See, now I'm starting to freak out.
Is there a problem? Felix says.
Yeah. I don't know what to do. That's their hangar. It looks like there's a... Here. I'll hand him the binocs.
You try to give him the rundown?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if Felix knows any more about this droid. However, his technical is not as good as Morrigan's, so probably I would say not, but you never know. So,
he could roll well.
He has a 3D technical. He's going to roll his dice and gets a lot less than Morrigan. So he says, looks like some kind of newscasting droid, some kind of recorder droid.
That's what I thought too. I can't raise Gage's second. I can't get, like, it's like Gage and my little brother Gabe they're not even here. Like, their comms are disconnected.
All right. Do we check out the hangar?
I think we need to.
All right. Well, it's going to take us a little bit to get there. We might not even get there till sun comes up.
It's deceptively long when you look at everything.
Yeah, it looks like it's right over there. All right, let's go. And he kind of starts to look around for gangway to head to, a large thoroughfare, and starts to head down.
I'm right behind him.
Okay. Are you doing anything with Morrigan has the Force?
Oh, that's very true. Morrigan does have the Force.
With what we like to call the Force.
What is wrong with me?
I have spells.
Well, as we're starting to make our way, I'm going to use Life Sense. Am I close enough for that? Is that a line of sight? Is that a...
Let us look Life Sense up real quick. Main book here. All right, Life Sense. All right, Life Sense is very easy, modified by proximity and relationship. So it is modified by how well you know the person and how far away that person is from you. You can do life detection. That's more of a closer idea, though. So life detection is very easy if the subject has 4 skills, whereas Force sensitive, moderate, if not, once again, modified by relationship. So if they're strangers, it would be a lot harder for you to sense them, as opposed to them being close to you, related to you, and the like.
Can you look up projective telepathy as well?
Projective or receptive?
Well, actually, receptive might answer my question. Do I have to be in their presence?
Modified by proximity and relationship.
I want to do projective because I'm assuming that's the same thing. It's control and sense, by the way.
Control and sense. All right. Let's look.
And I did not make...
Projective telepathy.
Okay.
Very easy. Difficulty, or increased difficulty by +5 or +10. If the Jedi cannot verbalize the thoughts she is transmitting. And modified by proximity. And then your sense is modified by relationship. But that is also very easy. So basically you try to control yourself, try to control your body. Once your body is kind of in this equilibrium state, then you project your essence to someone else with your sense.
All right. That's what I want to do.
All right.
How do I roll control and sense powers?
All right. So Morrigan is going to use the Force. She is going to try to project her thoughts to someone else over a distance. And so she will roll her control. The difficulty is 1, since it is very easy, and it is modified by proximity. So let me see if the screen has proximity and relationship on it. It does not appear to. Alright, so let me look in the book here. Alright, so the first one is modified by proximity. So, let's see here.
I am, by the way, trying to contact Gage.
Okay, so your difficulty...
is probably before you say that.
Yes. So do you want to spend any force points or character points?
I think that this is really important.
Alright, so are you going to draw upon the force?
I am.
Alright, so now every roll in this round...
Since we're not in combat, you're going to have to help me with how long that is.
Actually, you can spend a force point for a scene in special circumstances. And I'm going to say, since this is basically still one kind of... I know you're doing two actions because you're making a control roll and a sense roll. But for what this is, I'm just going to lump it, and you're not in combat. So you're kind of free to do what you want. So I'm going to say you can do this in 2 rounds. I'm kind of hashtagging quotes here. You can do this in 2 rounds, so I'm not going to give you the penalty. So go ahead and roll your control, doubled, and then your sense, doubled.
So my control is 4D, so I'm rolling 8.
You're rolling 8D6. All right. And once again, one of those is your wild die.
The red pretty one. Alright, 20. 31.
All right. Guess what? You just got the difficulty. The difficulty for you to succeed in that was 31.
Wow. It's a good thing I did that.
All right. So now you need to, now that Morrigan has controlled her body, controlled her feelings, controlled her emotions, she can now use the force to project those to another person. Now you need to make a sense roll, doubled because of your force point, modified by relationship, so it's very easy, so it's 1 again, difficulty. But the relationship is that you are relative, so it is modified by nothing.
So this one...
So just don't, well, I'm not
Don't
going to
say it. Every time you say it, you mess me up on that. I hate that.
After you roll, I'll explain.
Okay.
Basically, she's telling me not to say, so the only thing that's bad is if you roll a 1. So if I say that, she's obviously going to roll a 1, so she never wants me to say that.
It's superstitious, but whatever. So it's 10... 21, 23.
Okay. So, projected telepathy. You have succeeded. You have created the link between yourself and your brother Gage. So you can project thoughts and feelings to him.
But if I'm able to verbalize it, I can actually send him like an actual, like, clear message.
Yes.
And since I'm not in a situation where I cannot speak, it might be weird. Felix might look at me and go, I'm right here, but I'm going to say out loud, where are you?
Okay. All right.
I don't know that he can say anything back, can he?
That's what I'm reading here. The target understands the thoughts and feelings he is experiencing are not his own, and that they belong to the user of the power. If the Jedi doesn't verbally identify herself, the target doesn't know who is projecting the thoughts. This power can only be used to communicate with other minds, not control them. but it is projective.
I do have receptive, but that means I have to roll for that too, don't I?
Let's see. The Jedi makes use of the power. The Jedi hears what the target is thinking, but cannot probe deeper for deeper information. I will say can read the surface thoughts and emotions of the target. Technically, yes. But because of your awesome roll and the fact that you spent a force point for this, I am going to say that we are going to lump those two powers together for this.
Okay.
For this one time only. So, especially since you spent a force power or force point to do it.
All right.
But it's just a quick. So you project that thought. You project it out over the distance. You don't know exactly how long, how far it needs to go to reach Gage's mind. But you hear very briefly in your mind, leave this alone. In fear. And nothing. The connection's lost. So once again, after Morrigan projects her thoughts, controls herself, projects her thoughts to her brother, to an unknown distance, all she hears back is, leave this alone. Emotion of fear, and then nothing.
Of course he knows I'm not going to leave it alone. The hell is he thinking?
What? Felix says, as he's kind of looking at you oddly. Did you zone out there for a minute?
Just a minute. We need to get there. Good problem. Okay. We need to get there.
All right, I'm following you.